Hello ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be addressing some people that watch the channel, of whether I'm a hypocrite, whether I'm a shill, whether I'm vain, all these kind of things. I want to say straight off the bat that there will be some coarse language in this. Coarse, very coarse, maybe, not really, but there will be some language. Secondly, this isn't aimed at all of you. Not at all. Because I have one of the best audiences on all of YouTube, and I do genuinely believe that. I think you guys are incredible. But there are some epic retards that watch this channel. Really, really, really big retards that watch this channel. And this is going to address them. So buckle up, I guess. Sit down and enjoy the video. So it's quite unusual for me to do videos like this. I don't often do these. But I think it is important every now and then to do a video where we have a conversation and I address some bits and pieces. So yesterday I released a video for Predator Badlands, where it's titled Predator Badlands Feels Like an Event Film. And in there, man, some of the dialogue was crazy. It's as if genuinely none of you people that the dialogue I'm addressing, it's as if those people hadn't watched any of my other trailer videos. So, am I a shill? No. No, I'm not. I don't get access to anything. I used to get access to 20th Century Fox stuff before I leaked everything to do with the Predator. Right? So, I don't get access to anything. So, I'm not a shill. I'm not a shill. Do I hang my biases out there for the world to see and say, I'm a fan of this, therefore I am somewhat more, not necessarily lenient, but am I somewhat more middle of the road until I see something? Yes, 100% I am. And I say that. I mean, I've said it many, many times. More times than I can count, to be honest, especially on Monsterverse stuff. I'm like, I'm a massive kid. You know, I don't even think the Monsterverse stuff is incredible, right? But I have an affinity towards it. So I am a little bit more lenient on it, at the very least. And, you know, I want things to be well. That's the thing. That's the difference, right? When I like something, I want it. I have a desire for it to be good, right? But the inverse of that could be true, right? The opposite of that could be true, is that I could actually be more harsh. And that's why you see long dissecting videos of things. You know, there's been like 20-minute videos where I'm just sat there talking about a TV spot. And I'm like, oh, well, this could have this ramification. This could have that ramification. But Predator Badlands, I've been quite harsh on. Quite harsh, but also objective. So I have said, and it is harsh, I've said I hate the face. Hate. Now, I'm older than some of you guys. But back in the day, hatred for something was really, really, really harsh. It was super harsh. You don't get much more than visceral hatred towards something. And I viscerally hate the face design of Deck. Right? I really hate the face design. And I've said it many times. Equally so, whilst hating, which is very, very harsh, the face design, I can look at everything else and go, everything else looks alright. You know, people complain about the PG-13 rating. All right, yeah, maybe. But Alien vs. Predator Requiem was an R rating, and that was dog shit. So a PG-13 rating and an R rating, a good film it does not make, right? And a bad film it does not necessarily make. And that's being objective. So, was I shilling for the film yesterday? No. Not at all. Bloody hell, no, not at all. Trying to be as objective as possible whilst remaining optimistic. Yes. And the title of the film, like, feels like an event film, which is actually explained in the video itself, is more what the trailers are trying to depict. That's the impression I got from the trailers. It felt like they were trying to build up this event film status. Not what I was necessarily thinking, but more what the trailers were trying to depict. There's a difference there. Anyway. And then there was some other stuff in the comments. So some people called me a hypocrite, and it was weird as well. Like these people, you know, just a visceral hatred. I get. There you go. There's those words again. A visceral hatred towards me, we're talking about me being a hypocrite because on a Predator Badlands video, and they referenced Alien. And I think it's important. So they referenced Alien and said, well, you rag on Disney for announcing a raid movie without a script. Why haven't you ragged on Alien Romulus 2? They've announced that without a script. Wrong. Partially wrong. I didn't rag on the Ray movie for them announcing it without a script. I ragged on them for announcing it and giving it a release date. Just bit my tongue. Giving it a release date without a script. There's a difference there. That's the production pipeline completely skewed. Because if you announce a release date, you're setting the expectations to the audience that this movie will come out then. Alien Romulus, as far as I'm aware, doesn't actually have a release date. It's okay to announce films without a script, right? My preference is actually that they wouldn't. And I do mean that. My preference is that they actually wouldn't. But at the very least, don't announce it without a script and also give it a release date. That's dumb. So I guess maybe that's a good clarification for some people who maybe thought that was hypocritical. It's the key difference is the release date. Because as we know with Star Wars, and the Rey movie being a prime example of that, is it doesn't matter if you announce a release date or not. 9 times out of 10, they're never going to stick to it. And they did this with Marvel movies of late as well. So I think that matters, right? I think that does actually matter. So Alien Romulus 2, it doesn't have a release date yet. They've announced it, which I think is actually quite... Again, my preference, generally speaking, is not to announce it without a script. But I think it's quite a good idea to announce it, because then at least people know it's coming. And for those people that didn't like Alien Earth, you know, and you liked Alien Romulus, then you could look forward to that, you know, and that's just trying to be as objective as possible. It kind of makes sense from a business perspective. And then the other one was, and this guy's like an actual retard. And I've tried to have a discussion with him for this before, and I did end up just straight up just blocking him. And I'm happy to say that. Because if you're gonna just attack someone and insult them, at least listen to their rebuttal, right? Rather than just doubling down on it just because you've got your own narrative you want to work with. So this guy said, you're a hypocrite because you don't like the mini-morph in Alien Covenant, but you said that you didn't necessarily mind, which is, I mean, that's, you're doing a massive leap there anyway. I didn't love it. Didn't necessarily mind the one in Alien Earth. Was a difference. So, I actually don't really like the one in Alien Earth, and I've said that many times. I do actually think it's pretty dumb. I don't like how they're moving away from the biomechanical design. And you guys know, as Alien Earth rounded out, I was like, well, this is just completely wasted potential. First few episodes I quite enjoyed, and then it just shit the bed. So, Minimorph in Alien Earth at least had a chest burster stage, which I liked. I like the fact it has a chest burster stage. I don't like the fact it became a Minimorph. I think that's dumb. And I said in my Alien Earth review video, or it was a trailer video, one of the two. But the point stands. I much prefer what Alien Romulus did with the life cycle, where they then, the chest burster cocoons and creates this, in Alien Romulus, it created this vaginal cocoon type thing. And I thought it was really good, actually. I think that's a really, really cool way. It's very in keeping with HR Giga. And I've explained this before, even in the Alien Earth stuff. But because I don't viscerally hate the Minimorph, according to this retard, I like it. I don't like it. I said many times I don't like it. I actually do think the mini alien thing is dumb. But remember the difference. Alien Covenant skipped the chestburster phase altogether. So it's not a one-to-one comparison. And if you think it is, you're a retard. Like through and through. You're an idiot. That's not me. That's not a me problem. That's a you problem. So there was that. And then, again, in this comment thread, and I blocked both of these guys' accounts because he's just a fucking idiot. Like, I tried to have this conversation, quite friendly with him, actually, before, and just wasn't listening to it. I explained it in this exact same way. Wasn't interested. Genuinely believes that the Minimorph from Alien Earth is exactly the same as the one from Alien Covenant. It's not the same. It's a completely different life cycle. Looks completely different. And again, I still don't even like the one from Alien Earth. But whatever, I digress. This is a really long video now. And then lastly, some people think I'm vain. Right. I'm going to say that's a you problem. Massively. Yes, I appear on camera. Yes, I didn't used to appear on camera. I actually never thought I would have to appear on camera. Loads of you guys back in the day wanted to see what I looked like. So I plucked a number out of thin air, 100,000 subscribers, and I'll do a face reveal then. I never thought I'd have to do it. Okay? I can go back to not being on camera. I don't particularly give a shit. I don't care. It's easier to be on camera and talk about these things because it's more of a dialogue and there's less for you to, less for me to do in terms of what you have to look at on the screen when I'm talking about these things. A bit more animated, it's a bit more personable. But I don't particularly care about being on camera. If I was vain, which is the suggestion that some people made, don't you think I would show more of what I do in the gym, or, I don't know, plug my Instagram, or I don't know, plug my Twitter a lot and post loads of topless pictures, which I could do because, I have competed as a bodybuilder. It's very rare that I do those things in terms of posting things. If anyone follows me on Instagram, you would know, I think there is 2 pictures. One of me in bodybuilding trunks, right? Because I just competed and won and I, got my trophy there. Well, second place. Won second place. Is that winning? Got second place. Placed. And then there's another of a transformation, just because I'm quite happy with it. I think there's 2. There might only ever be 1 now. But I very rarely actually post any pictures of myself on Instagram. It's mainly my dogs, actually. And people that follow my Instagram can attest to that. So no, I'm not vain. Yes, I did a face reveal. I'm sorry some of you guys don't like that. I'm sorry some of you guys are super insecure. It's mental to me that some of you guys are that fragile in your own sense of self-worth that you think someone appearing on a camera is vain. No. Vanity's far, far different to that. I'm happy to not appear on camera. There are phases that I go through where I'm not on camera at all, not even remotely. Again, people that have watched the channel for any length of time will know that. Randomly, I just disappear. Not a vanity thing. If it was, don't you think I'd show you more than just my shoulders? No? Maybe? I could, but I don't. It's not a vanity thing. I don't care what I look like. I'm not. This isn't that kind of channel. It's not a working out channel. People have asked me to do workout videos. I'm not interested in doing them. It's boring. What, you want to just watch me work out? That's crap. How crap would that be? So anyway, there you go. 12 minutes. Monetizing retards. But I think worthwhile to address some bits and pieces. No, I'm not shilling for Predator Badlands. Do I think it's going to be good? I want it to be good. I'd like it to be good. As a fan, I'd like it to be good. Do I think the Predator, the face is really, really, really fucking stupid? Yes, I do. Wholeheartedly think it's really fucking dumb. I have a visceral hatred for the face. I hate it. That's quite harsh. Again, I know I'm older than some of you guys, as shown by my white hair. But back in the day, visceral hatred for something, and that wasn't chilling, that's for sure. So anyway, there you go. People will go, slow news day. Yeah, it is, yeah. Yeah, it is actually a slow news day. I'm going to go eat some ramen now. But hopefully that explains some stuff to some people. And for those people that, this isn't addressing all of you. God, no. Jesus. I tried to say that from the start. I think I actually have one of the best audiences that there is. And I think it's important to have a conversation with you guys sometimes. I do live streams where I just chit-chat with you all. But there you go. There you go. I'm going to go eat some ramen now. Bye.